So far this year, I've read 61 books, which to me is great. However, I did in the beginning of the year set my Goodreads goal to 65. That means that with 8 days left of the year and 4 books left to reach my goal, I'm going to try my very best to still reach the goal, and I'm taking you guys with me. Good evening. I am updating you from my car because I'm currently waiting for my boyfriend. But basically, as I mentioned in the intro, we have 8 days left of the year at this point, like 7.5, I guess. And we have 4 books to finish by the end of the year. And if I do not reach my reading goal, I'm completely okay with that. Like, I really do not mind, but I thought it would just make a fun little challenge to try to finish it before the end of the year. So tonight is the 23rd of December, and first of all, in Sweden, they celebrate Christmas on the 24th, so on Christmas Eve and not on actual Christmas Day. So today is the day before Christmas here, and in Sweden, they have this tradition called uppesittarkvällen, which is like this kind of bingo thing where literally all of Sweden buys these like bingo template thingies where you can win like either a lot of money or cars or whatever. I mean, you never actually really win anything. I feel like you have to be extremely lucky. But yeah, it's mostly about the tradition. And then everyone turns on the TV where there's entertainment as well as this bingo thing. And that goes on until like midnight. So basically until Christmas Eve. And that is a very big tradition here. I feel like there's millions of people participating. For me, I really don't care about this whole thing, but for my boyfriend who actually grew up here in Sweden, it is a very like important tradition for him. So yeah, he's very sad that he's missing that because he has to work tonight. He works night shifts. So I actually decided to come with him to his job today because I do have the week off. So I'm coming with him in the truck. He's a truck driver. So it's currently 6 p.m. and I'm waiting for him to come and get me. And then we will be away until like 2 or 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, basically. But yeah, we did actually end up getting one of those together, and then I will just fill it out for him while he drives, and we will just have a cozy little evening. But for when he's inside and actually loading, I have brought a book to read. So hopefully I can get some reading done. I'm really going to try. And maybe I can even listen to an audiobook. So I have kind of made a little bit of a plan to maybe be able to reach my goal for the year. So I do have 2 books that I have currently started physically, and that is Good Spirits by B.K. Borson. I'm only on page 50, so I do have a long way to go there. But that one is the one that I have brought with me tonight because obviously it is Christmas time and I do want to read that book. And then also Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I am currently halfway through that one, so I definitely think we have a good chance of finishing that within the week. I have also started one audiobook that I don't have that much more to go of, and that is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I did start this one like quite a while ago. It's a thriller book, but I just didn't really enjoy it that much, so I kind of paused it. But then now I thought I might as well just finish it, and then I will have another book crossed off. And I was thinking maybe I can somewhere find time to listen to a Christmas novella, maybe someday soon. Maybe when I'm taking a walk with Daisy or whenever I'm driving somewhere, like driving to work next week, for example. So I think we might have a chance to actually do this. So yes, I'm going to try my very best, and I will of course keep you updated about how that is going. But now at least you know a little bit of my plan, and yeah, I'm very curious to see if I will reach it because I have been thinking all along like, no, I'm definitely not going to be able to read 4 books in a week. But, you know, with some little cheats, I guess we might be able to do it. So if I do end up reading anything tonight, I will, of course, keep you updated, and I will just keep you posted whenever I get some reading done, and let's go for it. we are long overdue for an update, and I was just filming my January TBR, so while I have my camera set up, I thought I would just film a quick update. I'm not doing as well as I was hoping. Okay, so I currently have 4 days left and 4 books left to read as well. So yeah, I will have to do quite a bit of reading today, but my boyfriend is away for an ice hockey game, so I'm hoping to actually get a lot of reading done. I have made some progress in Good Spirits, so as you were able to see, I did read some while I was with my boyfriend at work. I think I got to page like 72 that evening, and then I did read a little bit further yesterday. So during like the Christmas days, I was not able to get any reading done because it was just way too busy. But I'm currently on page 142, chapter 14, so I'm not quite halfway, but I am kind of close to it. So I think I will just try to binge this a bit today. It has 370 pages, so I have a little more over 200 pages to go, so I'm not sure if I will be able to finish this today, but I will also be able to listen to some audiobooks today, because I got this Lego set. Let me just get it and show you. Right, so I got this Lego set for Christmas, but for my boyfriend. We were not doing Christmas gifts, but he ended up giving me this one anyway. So I was thinking of building this one today and listening to an audiobook, so that way I could finish, let's see which one I was in the middle of. The Woman in the Window, I believe. Yes, so I have 1 hour and 10 minutes left of that, so I think I would be able to finish that while building this. And then I will also go for walks with Daisy, so I will be able to listen to something then as well. 4 books in 4 days, let's see how that goes. But that is the update for now. Sorry for the bad lighting, but I just finished The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. So finally, I have been listening to it for a while. So I finished it while building my little Legos. I'm not done yet, so I'm thinking I will start my next audiobook while finishing this, because I am into it now, so I kind of want to just finish it. And while walking Daisy, it was super cold outside, so we didn't go for that long of a walk, but I think we were outside for like 40 minutes or so. So it was very cozy, and the weather was really nice, even though it is cold. And now it's getting dark, so I've had to turn on the light. But I was thinking of listening to holiday novella, and I saw that Hannah Bonham Young had one which was called, let me just check what it was called. Okay, so it's called Set the Record Straight, and if I listen to it on 2 times speed, which I usually do with audiobooks, it's only like 2 hours, so I definitely should be able to finish that either tomorrow or maybe even today, but I don't think today, because I do want to do some physical reading once I'm done with the Legos, and I think that this won't take me more than like another 30 minutes or so. So yeah, I think I'm going to start that one, and I will just keep you updated about that while I finish my little Lego flower set. But yeah, I'm actually enjoying just listening to my audiobooks and doing this, so it's really cozy. I do need to have some food as well soon, and I will probably just take a break from books while eating later on and maybe just like watch a show or something. Hello, it is now Monday, and on Wednesday it's New Year's Eve, so not that many days left to go. However, I do have some very good updates. I first of all, my physical read and Good Spirits, I am about 80% through now. So I should be able to finish that either today or I'm at work, by the way. So if you're wondering what the backdrop is. So yeah, Good Spirits, I am 80% through, so I should be able to finish that either today or tomorrow after work. I think I have about 70 pages left or so. So that is definitely some good progress. And then I did start A Court of Frost and Starlight via audiobook. So I'm listening to the like dramatized audiobook of that because I did do an immersive read with the graphic audiobook for the third book in the series, in the Akratar series, and I really enjoyed that. And since I have heard that A Court of Frost and Starlight is a bit slower, I thought I might as well listen to that via audiobook instead of reading the physical book. So I've been listening to that on my way to work today and yesterday while I was cleaning a little bit. So I should definitely be able to make some more progress on my way home later and tomorrow on my way to work and from work as well. So that is some good progress for my current reads. And then I did also start and finish Set the Record Straight by Hannah Bonham Young. And I actually enjoyed it. It's a holiday novella, and what I didn't realize before, I think, is that it's a queer romance. So it's female, and I really enjoyed that actually. I think it's the first one that I've read that are like two girls. But I really did enjoy it. It was also childhood friends to lovers, which is one of my favorite romance tropes, and I just think in a short holiday novella that works so much better than like enemies to lover or something, because it will be like way too insta lovey, I guess, because they don't have that many pages to kind of form a connection. But these two already had a connection, obviously, since they were childhood friends. And also one of them was a photographer, which I also really enjoyed because I am a photographer as well. So I did give that one 3.5 stars. I did just think it was a cute little holiday novella. So I'm very happy about that. And then I remembered that I didn't really update you guys about what I thought about The Woman in the Window. And I have mentioned this before in my Bookmas videos because I was reading that then as well. I enjoyed it, but if you have watched the Netflix show, like the woman in the window across the street from the woman in the house across the street from the woman in the window or something like that, I don't know. It was very similar to that, so I'm guessing that TV show was based off of this book. I do know that there is an actual movie for The Woman in the Window. I haven't watched it yet. But to me it was just a little bit predictable, and I'm not sure if that is because I have read other thrillers that are similar maybe, or if it is just because of that show, but I could guess a lot of it, so I was a little bit bored. I just felt like it was dragging too long, but that could also be because I was listening to it during a long period of time. So I did give that one 3 stars. It was not my favorite thriller book, but it was still enjoyable, and I think for someone who hasn't read a lot of thrillers or who hasn't watched that show, it could definitely be a good read. So as I mentioned, I am at work and I have a pretty quiet last like hour or so because this work day did definitely take a turn. We were out recording some interviews for the broadcast for New Year's, and in the middle of the interview I was the reporter and then my colleague was the photographer, and in the middle of that she just said that she's gonna pass out, and she started getting super pale, super nauseous. She lost her hearing and her sight, as well as like her feeling in her hands, and she literally could not move 2 steps without passing out again, and that was actually ongoing for like half an hour or so before we finally said that she either needed to call an ambulance or I had to take her to the ER. So I did decide to get the car and drive her to the ER, and right now I'm just mainly trying to keep my boss updated because they're wondering what's going on, of course, and trying to get updates from her and seeing if I can help her in any way. But yeah, that was very scary. She did get a little bit of color back before I left her, but yeah, it definitely did take a turn. So I'm not editing that today because we did not manage to finish filming all of it before we had to leave. So that will have to wait until tomorrow. So now at least I know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. And I'm just hoping that all goes well, of course. I was like shaking so bad because it was 1, super cold outside, and 2, just kind of scary, honestly. So yeah, it's been a weird day, but I am done with the work in a little over an hour, and then I will just go home and listen to my audiobook on my drive home and see if I can get some reading done, and if not, I will just do something else and finish my physical book either tomorrow or on Wednesday, because I do have all of Wednesday as well, so no stress with that. Hello, it is currently the day before New Year's Eve, so it is Tuesday, and I just got home from work a little bit ago, and I do have a positive update because earlier today I did actually manage to finish Good Spirits by B.K. Borison during my lunch break, which is really great. I did struggle to read yesterday after the whole situation with my colleague. I just noticed that I was a little bit out of it, so I didn't even really try in the evening. But yeah, I did manage to finish this one today, which means that I have only one book left to finish before the end of the year. So about this book, I did find it a very cozy, like, holiday romance. It didn't feel too cheesy to me, and it did give me like a little bit of Ashley Poston vibes because of the magical realism, which I really enjoyed. I am not the biggest romance reader, and especially lately, so I did find myself kind of bored at some points, but I think that's more because I am in a little bit of a reading slump, and there's just been so much going on with Christmas and New Year's, and I just have not had the most energy to actually pick up a book and read. But other than that, I did feel like there were things going on, and I was really enjoying the plot line, like the whole thing of him being like the ghost of Christmas, what is it called? The Ghost of Christmas Past. I did really enjoy that aspect of it, and I did enjoy the whole like kind of retelling of the Christmas Carol. Is that what it's called? I don't know. So yeah, it was very enjoyable for sure. And other than this one, I think this might be like my second favorite holiday romance that I've read so far, where the first was Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison as well. But I may have enjoyed that more because I was more in my romance era when I read that, and I think I could just relate to those characters a bit more. However, she does have a very good like side plot going on with the characters. Like the characters always have depth and other things going on than just the romance. So I did really enjoy that aspect of it. So I definitely do recommend, I guess, for next year, in case you are looking for a cozy, fun holiday romance, if you don't want like the typical Hallmark movie romance, basically, since this does have some magical realism in it. So yeah, I finished this one. I did end up giving it like a 3.5 or 3.75 stars, so that is definitely good for a holiday romance again. So that one is finished, and that means that we only have one book left to finish before the end of the year, and I am actually going to finish that today. So the book that I have yet to finish is A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. This is the novella in the ACOTAR series, and I have been listening to the dramatized audiobook of this, as I have mentioned before. Let's see how long I have left in that one. So I have 36 minutes left of that audio. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out my journal things and just make like the final kind of touches for my 2026 book journal, because that video is going up tomorrow. And then we will have finished my 2025 reading goal with a day to spare, which is crazy because that will mean that I have managed to finish, I think it's 4 books in 4 days. I mean, I did cheat a little bit with some novellas, but I still think it counts, and I'm very, very happy about that. I did not think I was going to be able to make it. So let's go finish the audiobook, do some book journaling, and I will get back to you once I have finished the goal, and then we will look through my wrap up for like from Goodreads and Fable, and just see how the reading year has been. I did finish A Court of Frost and Starlight while working on my journal, so very exciting things, because I can now fill out my Goodreads and say that I have finished it, which means that I will have finished my reading goal. So I will just screen record, because then we can also go through my yearly wrap up now that I have actually reached my goal. So okay, I am screen recording, so as you can see, we are now in my reading challenge, which says that I have 1 day left and 1 book to finish before I've reached my goal of 65 books for the year. So I'm going to go ahead and mark A Court of Frost and Starlight as finished, and I'm giving it 3 stars. It was definitely a very cozy read, and I do agree with people that we didn't need this in the series. Like, it didn't add anything to the plot. However, it did give more of a like realistic feel to the characters, because we can see them in like more daily situations. So I definitely did enjoy that. But yeah, it wasn't really anything special. So I think that 3 stars is pretty valid for this one. So that means that if we go to reading challenge, yes, I have finished my reading goal, which is super exciting. So let's go to my year in books 2025 now. I'm not sure if, yeah, it has updated. So I have read 27,203 pages in the year of 2025, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. And I have finished 65 books, obviously. The shortest book that I've read is All by My Elf by Olivia Dade, which was a holiday novella that I listened to, and the longest book was Keeping 13, which is not at all surprising. It's the second book in the Boys of Tommen series, and that one as well I did listen to this summer. My average book length is 418 pages, which also does not surprise me. The most shelved book that I've read was ACOTAR, and the least shelved one was Write Me For You by Tilly Cole, which I also get. I feel like she is definitely like a hit or miss author, and I thoroughly enjoyed the Thousand Boy Kisses books, but I do understand if it's too YA or too like kind of sad or unrealistic in a way. But yeah, I did enjoy them. My average rating for 2025 is a 3.7 stars, and then the highest rated that I've read on Goodreads is A Court of Mist and Fury, And then my first review of the year was Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, which was not my favorite thriller ever. It was interesting, but it was just a bit too long for my liking. And then these are all of the books that I have read this year, which it has been a very good reading year, and I have had quite a few 5-star reads and quite a few books that will definitely stick with me. And then the last review of the year was obviously Good Spirits. So that is my Goodreads wrap up. I'm thinking we will also go to Fable and just check there, because when I was looking through that earlier, I feel like it did have some like other kind of statistics, so it might be fun to look at that as well. So let's check my reading wrap there. I do like how they are like kind of presenting the wrap up, because I mean, I don't really use Fable that much. I did import like my Goodreads data, basically just for the wrap up, but yeah. Okay, let's see. So yeah, this year I did read 65 books, which is my reading goal. Yeah, on average I finished each book in 22 days. I'm not sure how they calculate that. Maybe it is because I imported the data, I'm not sure. My top genre was romance, which I'm pretty surprised about. My most popular pick was Fourth Wing. That was a reread for me. I did listen to the graphic audiobook before reading the third book in the series, Onyx Storm. My hottest take was Carrie. I did not enjoy that one, so I gave it 2 stars. Okay, so let's see. My best book of the year, I am kind of between Babel and The Great Alone, and I think my book bracket in my like 2025 bullet book journal will also show that. But I do think that I will have to choose The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, because that one has just stuck with me. So I'm going to select that as the best book of the year. And then the most criminally underrated one. Like, I think most of these are pretty hyped, but I think I would have to say Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney, because I haven't heard that many people talk about it, and the people that I have heard talk about it have not been too positive, and I personally did love it. Daisy. Sorry for my dog. So I'm gonna choose that one as the most criminally underrated one. And then the most beautiful cover. I am a sucker for beautiful book covers, and I would have to say Wild Reverence on that one. I do also have the special edition, so it's even more beautiful in my opinion, but just in general, this cover is so whimsical, so magical, and I don't know, I just really like this cover, so I'm going to choose that one. So to wrap it all up, I am still super surprised that my top genre was romance, but that is definitely because of the book club and because of the holiday books that I've been reading. Okay, so I'm going to set my 2026 reading goal, and I have decided on 60 books for next year, because I think that that will definitely be doable, and if I reach it and do more than that, that's completely okay. If I don't reach it, that's completely okay. But I just want to take a little bit of the pressure off for next year, so I am going to set this goal. With that being said, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope you're proud of me for being able to reach my Goodreads goal and to read finish 4 books in 4 days. That is still crazy to me. I do hope that you had a lovely New Year's Eve and that you are going to have the best year yet, and that I will see you again in my next video. Until then, take care, press the subscribe button, press the like button, and I will see you next time.